Hey everybody, it's Justin again. I've been in Germany for 9 years, as you know, and I am always looking for ways that I can help other people make their journey and be as successful as I have. Today, I'm going to talk about finding an apartment and some of the biggest surprises you might face, such as walking into an apartment and it being completely empty. And when I mean empty, I mean no light fixtures and no kitchen, just a bare, empty house. Let's get to it. Finding an apartment here in Germany can be very, very difficult. It could take months to find a really good apartment, one that really satisfies all of your needs. Forget about price. We're just talking about getting an application, getting the opportunity to even view an apartment. Some places might get hundreds of applications. It always depends on the location, but bottom line, it can be difficult. So I want to talk about some things that you might come across as you're looking for an apartment. Let's start off with furnished versus unfurnished apartments. Now, normally I would not necessarily get a furnished apartment because I like to have things personalized. I like to do things my way. At the same time, what does it mean to have an unfurnished apartment? Well, in Germany, an unfurnished apartment could mean, okay, there's no furniture, there's no table, there's not a chair and stuff like that. But it also could mean that there'll be absolutely no kitchen and little to none light fixtures. Now, if you moved into a new building, they might have those LED lights that are already in the ceiling. But if it's an older building, more than likely, they might just have a light bulb hanging up. And if you want to make it look pleasing, you will have to put up your own light fixtures. If you don't know how to do that, you mean you have to hire someone. That can cost money. And if you walk into an apartment and there's no kitchen, that means you have to go buy a kitchen. Now, that can take some time. If you are lucky, you might come across the tenant that is currently getting ready to move out. And that person might try to sell you their kitchen. And now you come across to your first standoff, your first face-to-face chance to haggle with someone. And the standoff can be quite intense. On one side, you know that they have to get rid of their kitchen. They don't want to take their kitchen with them because the kitchen that they have, they call it an Einbauküche. That means it's a fitted kitchen. That means the cabinets, the stove, everything has to be measured and fitted just right for their kitchen. And more than likely, when they move to a new place, that exact kitchen would not fit anywhere else. To make it fit, they will have to probably build new cabinets and get a brand new countertop. So they don't want to take it with them. But they also know on your side, if you're new to Germany, you don't want to go through the process of trying to buy a kitchen. It might take weeks for them to come to your house to measure to make sure it fits correctly. And then it might take even more week for them to deliver the kitchen and install it. And they know you don't want to go through the process. So now the face-off is on, trying to haggle a good price. Now, the few opportunities I tried to haggle in Germany, they did not go very well. In America, you expect someone to try to lowball you. And in America, you also expect the person trying to sell it to raise the price to a crazy amount. And so you give that wiggle room and you offer a price, they offer a price, and you just go back and forth and it becomes a game. First one gives in, probably loses, and probably someone is going to feel like they won. In Germany, I found out a lot of times they're not really willing to negotiate the price. A lot of times they feel like the price that they're offering is a great price and they don't want to negotiate maybe $5, maybe $10, but anything more. I had some situations where I tried to knock off 15% and I expected them to get ready for me. They just shut it down. They shut down the negotiation. They just said, I'm not even gonna respond to you. They say, if you don't take this seriously, we're not gonna respond. And luckily it was not major purchases, but still they were not willing to really negotiate a price. So be aware of that. But like I said, they don't want to carry their kitchen. They don't want to take their kitchen with them because that means they have to store it. So you still have the advantage. So it wouldn't hurt to knock off the price, but just know the consequences if they decide to say no, just from the standpoint of pride. Now, the other thing that you have to think about is that when you rent an unfurnished apartment, and it's crazy because you actually will rent an apartment but own a kitchen. that there also are no closets. In America, every apartment has a built-in closet somewhere. In Germany, there are no built-in closets. It's just a room with 4 walls, and every room is built like that. So you do have to buy a lot of cabinets, trunks, um, different type of mobile furniture, drawers, just to make sure that you can store all of your things into a fashionable way. So think about that. No kitchen, no closet, maybe not even light fixtures. More than likely, when you first move to Germany, you want to have a furnished apartment. Now, if you work for a company to help you, fine. But just in case, think about that when you think about furnished versus unfurnished. The other option you have, if you're new and you don't want to just invest a whole lot of money because maybe that's not your favorite place. The great thing about living in Germany is that most apartments are unlimited rent, meaning that they don't expect you to sign a lease with the end date. In America, you have to sign only 1 year, sometimes 2 year leases. And in Germany, there are a few people that will try to pull that. But the majority of people will offer you an unlimited. You can stay 6 months, 9 months, 12 months if you decide to, 15 months. You can even only just say 3 months if that fits your range. Now, of course, they hope that they can get someone to stay long term, but you don't have to guarantee the amount of time you stay in. There's no lease that you have to sign. You do move in and they hope that you stay for a few months, but hey, that's the freedom that you have here in Germany. So you can move in, find a place, settle in, but no one likes to move around that much. So I would probably suggest if you come to a situation, you're not sure, maybe the best thing you want to do is live in I believe it's called a Wohngemeinschaft house. That basically look for roommates. And there's plenty of ways to do that. They have Facebook, club groups, eBay Kleinanzeigen, using one of these other scouts to look for apartments, Emo Scout. There's so many different websites that help you find places to live, but also Wohngemeinschafts, just finding people to stay with, do an interview, live with them for a couple of months until you find your own place. But of course, maybe you don't want to live with other people. When you're looking for an apartment, they'll normally offer you a price that's called Kaltmiete. That means just the cost of the apartment. And then sometimes they'll call a warm meter. And the warm meter is really the price of the apartment plus all the utilities. Before they even rent you the place, they're gonna probably expect you to have at least 3 times the amount of the cold rent or whatever just for the apartment. Hopefully I'm pretty sure before you look into it, you hopefully will have at least that much of proof. So what documents will you need to make sure that you can acquire an apartment? Well, of course, you need your ID. And if you're coming from another country, that means your passport. They're gonna also ask you for a document, like a credit report document. I think it's called Schufa. So just basically a credit report to make sure you have no outstanding debts. Of course, that's one of the things I don't understand in Germany. Of course, you're not gonna have any debts when you're coming from another country. You might have debts in the other country, but they're only focused on your debts here in Germany. And then, of course, you need your last 3 pay slips. I think even if you're coming from another country, it's still okay. And then you need to fill out an application, and you're good to go. And when you're looking for an apartment, of course, location is key. The better the location, more than likely, the more expensive it's going to be. When I say better the location, that means you're probably going to be in the center of a city, but that's like that all around the world. So just expect that when you're looking for an apartment. But location is key. That might mean you might need a car or you might not need a car, depending on how well the place you live in is connected to your job. When looking for an apartment and you first move into a new country, focus on how much work are you really willing to put into an apartment when you first come in. More than likely, you're starting fresh like I did, and you won't have anything too expensive to ship things from America to Germany. So you want to start off as simple as possible. Now, the best thing, like I said, is that you are not signing a lease, at least not a long-term lease. I think the shortest you can just go is 3 months. You just got to give them advance notice. It's either 1 month or 3 months. Bottom line is that you're not locked in. So you can move here, find out, learn, get settled, and then move. But once again, even if you decide you're ready to move out, you're ready to upgrade, to get a better place might take months anyway. So use the time wisely, figure out what you can do, and use that time to learn how to function here in Germany. Like I said, if it really is a trouble, just go ahead and find some roommates. With that being said, peace.